How's it going? Kaka here. Welcome back to NHL 20 GM mode, Buffalo Sabres franchise, all that stuff. Did not have a good end of the year, or we had a good end of the year. Actually, we had a really good end of the season. So much so that it ruined our draft pick. We were the last team not to make the playoffs. Uh, we get the 15th overall draft pick. So that's bullshit. I was hoping we had like the 8th, and maybe I could trade it up for something. For Adu Roddy, I believe is the kid's name. But that's not going to work out. It might. I have to clear a little money, and I have some good older players that maybe a team would be interested in if they had the first overall pick. But we'll get that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I also offered a couple contracts to Cale Fleury. I gave him like $2 million for 4 years, not over 4 years. I gave him $2 million a year for like, I think 4 or 5 years. And I gave Andrew Hammond a deal. We're letting Reimer go. Oh wow, we're up 2-0 in the series against Laval right now. That's pretty good. I'm not going to complain about that. Got to clear some. I'm going to sim this game because it's a playoff game. I might as well. Rasmus Asplund comes out, takes the lead. While we have this on in the background, I'm going to talk about the plans for the year. Martin Kaut, again, that's our Martin Kaut first of the game. That's awesome. Up 2-0. Brooke gets back. Well, now they're going to score every single time I go to talk. That's okay. We need to clear some extension money because Casey Middlestat, I did some scouting, not scouting. I looked at how much all the players wanted. We've got to re-sign Jokiharju, Middlestat, Fleury, who I already re-signed for a reasonable deal. It's a raise, but it's reasonable. $2 million for a few years, and hopefully he's a good steady, he's a rock on our defense on that third pair. Because this defense is kind of there. We need forwards, not defense, but we don't even need that many forwards. We basically need one of our centers, like a Nick Suzuki, to take a step, and Dylan Cousins to come up, and then we honestly have got a top 6, really. So I'm not super concerned about the team. I will be looking at trading up in the draft, though. Bill Bennett ties it, but JS Day takes back the lead. We'll be looking looking to trade up at the draft because I really do want Aturati, and I'd be willing to trade our first Eetu Luosterainen. I think Eetu is his name. Scored, and then Sklenica, I don't know how you say that, scored. Get him back within one. I really want that first overall pick this year, so I'd be willing to. Take back the lead, though. Good job. Really be willing to trade that first round. Our first, Josh Bailey's basically got to go because we need cap space next year because, this is what I was saying earlier, Casey Middlestat wants basically $10 million. He wants Jack Eichel money, so we're going to have another guy making over $9 million. So the cap's going to go up a little bit. Nice 7-4 win for the Rochester Americans to win the first round and make it into the second round of the Calder Cup playoffs. Good job, guys. Good job. The prospects and the older guys that are down there, they're really playing well right now. Big sweep. Outscored the team. What is that? 6-5 in the first two and 7-4. So 13 to 5. So outscored them in that series. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. So, yeah, I really want to try and move up. Got to get Josh Bailey out because Middlestat and Jokiharju are going to want big raises. Yeah, Middlestat especially. He's going to basically get, even if I can get some like sweetheart deal out of him, it's going to be like a $7 million raise. Like, he's good. He wasn't fantastic last year, but he is growing, clearly developing on a good trajectory. So we're going to have to pay him. Jokiharju, I think, actually will be a little easier to get. He'll probably get something like a Brandon Montour deal, which I think could be a steal towards the end of it because I think that this kid's good. Go ahead and do this first game of the series here. Tyler Mott scores. Randell gets one back, though. Curtis Lazar tries to get one back. They're out shooting us to hell. Oh, my goodness. They come back. Martin Cow, R2 Ruotsalainen, R2D2 with a goal. Third period goal opens the period. And then Murray. I forget Murray's first name. So basically, we need no defense because the defense is pretty much for the next 4 or 5 years only going to need like one spot filled, and that's the third pairing left-handed D. Because if we can re-sign Pilot and Jokiharju for a few years, it's basically until the end of the Montour contract, which I believe is 4 years left on it. So we lost those 2 games, but let's just jump right into this one. So that's going to be a good setup for the team, and then allows us to really focus on just getting forwards. Nice big 4-1 period there for the Amherst. So it just allows us to focus on getting forwards because we need a bottom 6, really. Dominic Cahoon, failed experiment. JT Compher, not great. Was mostly cap back in that deal. It allowed us to get... Well, we got Connor Timmins and Martin Kaut, who I believe scored another goal in this game, did he not? Yep, he's got, in the few games I've watched, he's already got a couple goals. As a center prospect, probably going to slot into a third or fourth line role when he's an NHLer. It allowed us to flip Connor Timmins for, what did we get for him now? I can't even think. It was a first rounder, wasn't it? Or something. So we've got draft picks. We've got players. We got a lot of seconds, I believe. I need to check I think we have 3 or 4 second rounders. Nice 5-2 win from the Amherst. Hell, they seem to win when I watch them. So when I slow sim. So we're gonna do the next one too, because I want the boys to come out here and win some games. So yeah, really looking for maybe trading up because it just sucks. We had such a good second half of the year, and we can't afford Josh Bailey, so he's basically got to go. So we at least got to trade Josh Bailey for something. Maybe not the first overall pick. If the team's not willing to trade the first, if they're not looking to trade it, or they're not wanting what we've got to offer, I'm not going to do some bullshit to push it through. But definitely got to get something for Josh Bailey. In fact, I'm thinking about maybe a goalie prospect for Josh Bailey because neither of our goalies were particularly great last year. And then him and Cahoon together basically make $7.5 million, and I believe we have $7 million of extension dollars left over or available right now, and then add that on top. That's 14, which should give us enough to re-sign Jokiharju, Middlestat, and potentially some fourth-line guy or third, like a bottom 6 guy to play for the team next year. So we go into the third period tied here. E2, not Emu. I don't know why I keep saying his name is Emu. It's E2 Lusterinen, whatever. And then R2D2 comes in. I'm excited to see what maybe he can do. He's, I believe, a 78 overall now, so he's growing. Asplin's growing. Asplin could grow into that fourth-line center. I mean, he's basically right now as good as JT Compher. So throughout this video, we're gonna go through the preseason, the off season. Gonna do the draft. Probably gonna do the draft this episode, and then salaries in the next one. So this one will probably be the draft. Trying to keep it maybe a little shorter, more concise, or less topics. That way, maybe we can go a little more in depth into the draft. And plus, we could be potentially watching a deep playoff run here for the kids down in Rochester. Let's just go ahead and send this first. Ooh. Martin Kaut, though. Again, Martin Kaut. 4-1, guys. Nils Hoglander, though. He's a kid that scored the Michigan goal a while back, or earlier this year, right around the time Svechnikov did it in the NHL. So he's one of those skill guys. So it's going to require Game 7. I don't have a good history in Game 7s, but we'll see how this one does. 1-1 tie, Scott Wilson, Justin Bailey, former Sabres prospect, Justin Bailey, Kevin Porter. That's a goal from, I believe he's on the second line. I'm not 100% sure. They are out shooting us to hell. Penalty kill, power play. Oh, Scott Wilson on the power play. Tyler Mott comes back and brings him back within one. Justin Bailey ties the game with 10:36 left in the third period. Power play for Rochester, and Eetu Luostarinen comes back, scores to take the lead. Oh, but Chatfield on James Reimer with a minute and a half left in the third. So we will require overtime in this Game 7. Can Rochester go on? No, they won't. Louis Eriksson, the $6 million man. Oh, man. It comes in, streaking down the wing, I assume. I don't even want to look at it. Comes in and scores on James Reimer. Just a couple of NHL washouts there. That's okay. We were not able to get a deep playoff run from the boys, but let's check it out. Martin Kaut has grown. He's been quite good. Oh, not. Well, yeah, I guess that is what I needed. What am I doing here? Nope, that's not what I meant. Whatever. Playoff stats. That's right. Playoff stats are over here. I forget how the game works sometimes. Player stats. Martin Kaut, 10 games, 14 points. Eetu Luostarinen, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points in 10 games. R2 Ruotsalainen, 9 points. 9 points for Scott Wilson, 8 points for Asplund. Not bad at all. So, yeah, Asplund, 78 overall, and he's, 23? He's a kid that could grow. R2 could be that guy. He's a 78 right now. Martin Kaut will probably be the first-line center on the AHL team next year. And with E2, John Marino, probably going to be that number one D-man for the team. These are guys who could come up in a couple years and make a bottom six difference, because this team's kind of hamstrung. We're kind of stuck with the players we've got. There's not much room for improvement. They're really the only weakness we have, other than the bottom six, is that top line, because we're going to have to, or that left winger. We could use a top six left winger to fill out our top six, because Bailey's got to go. We got to be able to afford Middlestat, because Middlestat, I have to eat crow on Middlestat. I said he doesn't grow. He never develops in GM mode, and I didn't mess with him. I don't think I did. Now I don't remember, but I didn't mess with him too much, I don't think. And he came out this year, and he absolutely developed from a 79 to an 84 overall. He did not have the greatest year, but he was playing with Josh Bailey. He ended up as a -4. At one point, he was like a minus 18 or something like that. So he's had something happen. I don't know. And Josh Bailey was not. I mean, that guy was where apparently that second line was just where goals went to be scored, where the other team just absolutely ate us alive. So I think next year we're going to try and find somebody to play with Eichel is what we're going to have to do. Probably might try and do what we did in our year one, where we put Olofsson and Eichel on that second line and let them just absolutely eat offenses or eat defenses alive, lower pairings. But we still need to fill out that left wing. Because Cogliano's gone. We honestly just took him back so that we could get somebody, so that we had a player. Same thing with, I picked up Mike Riley on waivers. He never even played. Nick Suzuki has got to develop. I mean, there's players here that definitely need to grow. So we're going to go ahead and just go straight to the draft, and I'll be right back. So all is exactly as I feared. We end up with the 15th overall draft pick. The Rangers will draft first, St. Louis second, Ottawa third, LA, Edmonton, Columbus. Chicago has Carolina's pick, Anaheim, Vancouver, the New York Islanders, Arizona Coyotes, Colorado Avalanche, Detroit Red Wings, Tampa Bay Lightning, and Buffalo Sabres. That is a grand disappointment. Aatu Ratti really would have made this team better. He's that left wing we need. Really. Not a big year for retirees. Drew Stafford. Buffalo Sabres legend, Drew Stafford. Travis Zajac. Johan Franz and Clark MacArthur. This is like the year of guys whose careers were just ended short with really, really bad injuries. I mean, Eves, MacArthur, Franzen. Chris Kunitz had a good long career, but was never outstanding, but he played his role really well. Andy Green, David Clarkson, Nate Thompson, Roman Polak. A couple Leafs legends here. Jakob Kendall. Okay. Nothing crazy. Joachim Anderson. Nothing too outstanding. I should have checked goalies. Nothing too outstanding. Whole lot of coaches retiring. Oh, one of our coaches in Rochester retired. Okay. Whatever. Patrick Eves, Chris Kunitz, and Travis Zajac all become scouts. We're just going to sim straight to the draft. We're going to go straight into it because there's one thing on my mind, and I want to try and get this friggin' first overall pick out of here. It's a lot. They don't want to give it up, but they got some players, I think. So this team is like, they've got Capocacco, Holtz, Panarin, Keitel, or Philip Hedel, Mika Zibanejad, Brady Shea, Jacob Trouba, Pavel Buchnevich, Elias Anderson. Like this team's just missing a little bit, and they would be a really damn good team. Which means maybe I can swing something here. Let me look for something. I'm willing to try this. The 15th overall pick, and prospect Dylan Cousins for the first overall pick. Just gonna propose trade. Trade accepted. It's a lot to pay, but we don't need Cousins, and we won't need him going forward because our top two centers are taken. Those spots are taken. There is no need for us to have Cousins. So the New York Rangers can really use him. But he's useless to us. And so it's a heavy price to pay. But when you can get a kid like Atu Rati, or Ratu Rati, however you say it, you take that price. I mean, he is already NHL ready. He could step into like today and be our second line left wing with Jack Eichel and Victor Olofsson. And that is exactly, my phone went off. That is exactly what we need. So paying a hefty price in Dylan Cousins, who I think is going to be a first line center probably in this game. So tough price to pay, but we got to do it. Make this team better. So now we're going to go ahead, go to, what other, I don't even know who else I have. Hold on. What else do I have? I have, I think, like 4 seconds, don't I? Do you have the 5th overall pick, the 12th pick, the 15th pick, and that's it. So I got 3 seconds. All right. Hold on. Nope, not whatever. Fine trade works. We'll so I got 3 seconds, 2 fifths, 2 6, 3 6, 2 and a 7th. So I got a lot of picks to get. So I'm gonna go ahead, go to pick 36, and we're gonna pick the second round just like I did in the last year's draft. We're gonna pick the second round, and then go from there. So Nelson Foster. We're going to go with Foster. He seems like the best guy. The next one we're going to try and get a goalie with, the 43rd pick. As we can get Matthew Alberts. Hold up. Nope, not rest of world. The other one. Right trigger. Goalies. Coupland. We're going to get Coupland with the next one. We're going to pin him. Try and get him with the third second-round pick. So we're just going to pick that center, I guess. Going to take a flyer on this guy. Low elite, Matthew Alberts. And then with the 46th overall pick, we're going to take that goalie. Because why not? Might as well. What does it matter? He seems good. Medium elite. I mean, that's okay, right? All right, so that's the second round, and I will see you at the end of the draft. I'll be right back. All right, so that was a productive draft. Hopefully, we drafted a lot of people. Hopefully, a few of them work out. Aturati, Foster, Alberts, Coupland, probably all going to be some form of NHL player. Roddy immediately, hopefully Coupland later. Then there was a big gap between our second-round pick, and I believe it was in the 5th round when we had those two picks, the 130 and 154th. I'm not going to do the math. I don't remember. So got some players. Hopefully, we threw a lot of darts at the wall. Hopefully, a few of them land. Hopefully, a few of them hit bullseye. And we're going to go ahead and do the re-sign phase because this video is not overly long, so we might as well get in here and do this re-sign phase. Got to re-sign all the coaches and the scouts and stuff. I'll be right back when I get done with this. Okay, so here we are on the re-sign phase. I got most of hopefully the scouts signed. Whatever, if they come up, I'm going to do all that off screen. That's boring. No one cares about that. Gonna have to get a coach. We need a goalie coach. Fired the old guy. Gonna try and get someone with a higher overall because Lord knows we need it. The goaltending just wasn't good enough last year. And I don't think you can blame it all on the goalies. I think some of it was the team and some of it might have been the coach. I don't know. I'm just going to try it, see if it makes them any better. So we're going to go ahead and look through our expiring deals. So we got to get Yokoharu. We got to get Middlestat signed. Calvert. How much can Calvert possibly want? Yeah, he actually wants a pretty reasonable deal. I'm going to try and offer him 1.4 for 2 years. I'm going to try him 1.4 for 2 years. He doesn't want to resign anyway. Whatever. Matt Calvert doesn't. So screw it. I'm not going to fight with him. The main guys are Middlestat and Yokoharu. We're going to do Yokoharu first. Because he can sign for 5 years and he'll still be an RFA. Wow. I'm okay with that. Let's try and get him for 4 point. Let's try him at 4 even. See if he'll take it. Because if he does, it can't hurt. If he doesn't, we'll sign him for more. And then Middlestat. This kid's the tough cookie. Because we still got to get rid of Bailey to make money for him. Make room for him. So he wants 6 years, which takes him until he's 28, right in the prime of his career. And he wants it for 8.425. I don't know if I can have him making that much. Let's try him at 7.8. See if we can get it. If we can't, whatever. We'll have to pay him more. We still got Bailey money to clear off the books, and probably Cahoon. If anybody takes him, if anybody does, it's a miracle because he was bad, but he's got a little bit of value. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all from Asplund on down. Deal with these guys on their own. No reason to do it on camera. They're not super interesting players, so I'll be right back. All right, let's move ahead a day here and see what happens. Jerome Forte. Oh, he's a scout. Oh, these guys are scouts, aren't they? are all going to reject, aren't they? Because I tried to knock the money down. Apparently, you have to give them exactly what they want. Yeah, the coaches resign. Middlestat does not want it. Asplin resign. Yokoharu's done. That's awesome. E2, I didn't even read what E2 did. Calvert's going to test the free agency market. He resign. Resign. Lucas Rusek signed his first deal, his entry-level contract. Philip Cedarquist also did his ELC. Now, here's the thing. We've got $6.5 million of cap space. I'm not going to fight with him. We've got to sign Aturati to his deal, because he's going to be important, I feel. First overall draft pick and all. What else do we have to... We have to... Hold on. Let me make sure there's no other, like, really good unsigned players. Nah. Quentin Kahn, Ahmad Ho, not quite there yet. They'll be AHL guys next year. Same with... Probably with Fedorov. Yeah. Nothing really coming up in that department. Got some goalie prospects, though. Hopefully one of them pans out. Hopefully it's Tucker Tynan. I'd be happy if it was him. That'd be cool. It'd be a cool little story in this series. So now it's Middlestat. It's just Middlestat. That's all we can do. Hold on. Don't even have enough money to mess with him. JT Comfer. How much does a buyout cost? You buy out the contract. It's $1.1 million for 4 years. Nobody's going to take him. We need the money to re-sign Middlestat before free agency. I'm going to go ahead and buy out JT Comfer. So that should give us enough money to give him what he wants. But we're going to give him a little less than he wants. We're going to give him exactly 8. And yeah, that'll do it. Okay, so we're going to move ahead. Oh, now I got to go re-sign the scouts. Let me go re-sign scouts, and then we'll sim to the next day and see if everybody re-signs. Okay. Oh, and the Dallas Stars won the cup, by the way. And yeah, these are more scouts rejecting contracts that I offered them. Yeah, none of them will take a discount. He's going to reject it at this dollar value. Are you serious right now, man? Roddy resigns. Oh man, that's not fun. All right. None of the, absolutely zero of the staff of the scouts took a discount. Like, none of them. They all want exactly what they want. Just come on, guys. Take a hometown discount to stay here. All right, I offered the scouts some money, and now it's time to figure out what's holding up Middlestat here. Come on, man. $6 million, or $8 million. 6 years, exactly what you friggin' wanted. Well, not quite, but we could get it done at 5 years for sure, but I would prefer 6 at that. Well, let's see. Let's sim to the next day. The scouts re-signed, or at least he did. Need to increase the money. I think that guy, that's a first time rejecting. Accepted. It was an easy decision, so it was $50,000 or whatever. That works for me. That works for me. All right, so let's get these scouts done, and then we'll go to free agency. All right, free agency day. Happy candidate day, all. Before I can go looking at the free agents we can't afford, because we have absolutely zero cap space, I have to, 1, find a home for Justin Bailey or Dominic Cahoon, and 2, I have to find some coaches. So I'm going to go get some coaches real quick because I need to. All right, so we got the coaches signed. Now it's all about finding a home for Bailey. Finding somewhere the old man can play. He was good here. Oh, I don't know what the hell I just did. Pressed X instead of... Oh, I'm doing find trade. That's why instead of propose trade. Got to find a place where he can play. He was good for us, but I just don't think he can have the year he had last year. 60 points, but minus 23 on a team that almost made the playoffs. As much as it would be much easier to... Well, it's easier to trade him than it is to trade Cahoon. Before I try and deal Bailey for real, let's see if there's any team that wants Cahoon. The Arizona Coyotes would be willing to take him. Alright, I have decided not to mess with Cahoon or Bailey. We've got money this year. We can trade. We can make money after the year. Oh, wow. Tomas Tatar wants $8.5 million. We're not going to be able to get any of these guys. What I am here looking for is potential players. Alexi Sorella. I think that's his name. 20 years old, low top 6 forward. Pick him up on an entry-level deal. Guys like that, that's what I'm here in free agency for. And I'm going to look for a goalie, not for us, for... sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. Not for us, for the AHL team. I'm looking for a goalie, not for us, but for the AHL team. And there's a couple guys here. First of all, Eric Comrie, 82 overall, 25 years old. Huh, that's interesting. All right, so I offered all 3 of these goaltenders money. They're probably going to match Eric Comrie. I think the Arizona Coyotes have him or something like that. Skinner probably going to get matched, but Soderstrom might slip through. It doesn't hurt to have too many goalies, right? I mean, you can always trade one. They're always a trade asset. So we're just going to go ahead, sim straight to the next. Or actually, we're going to see if any of the goalies sign. And then we are going to anti Sorella. Oh, he decided to go with damn. We have not offered. He stayed. Oh, but Eric Comrie has decided to accept. So they will retain his service. Yep, I figured that. So no real goalies. Ooh, Antti Ranta and a third for Shaw, Sherwood, and Carpenter. Wow. All right. So let's stop simulation. Oh, Dominic Cahoon and a third and a fourth for 2/3. Here's the thing, is that we kind of need him now. We don't really have any players to play that role. So I'm just going to decline that trade. But I guess that's good because that means teams are actually interested in him. So we're going to go ahead and call this one a day. And the next one will preseason, all that stuff, get the line sorted out, and we'll jump right into the year. Year 3, this will be. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like. If you really liked it, maybe subscribe. You have a great day. Take care.